Hey guys, this is going to be the final part in my interview with Statix J. If you missed part 1 or 2, I'm going to have links to them in the description below, and I'll probably also annotate them here in the video. With that said, thanks for watching, and please enjoy the rest of the interview. Speaking of consoles, where do you see console gaming in 10 years? Do you think it'll go the way of the dodo, or do you think it'll still be around?
I think, I don't know. I think gaming is gonna be here like for a while. I just wonder. I mean, I have good and bad. I guess good and bad things to say. Probably about the future for the future in 10 years from now. I think the good thing is like okay, like technology is getting more advanced and better graphics and things like that. And they're pushing to do VR. I guess VR headsets and virtual reality. Um, I guess I think it's gonna be cool, but my concern about gaming for the next 10 years is how these companies are gonna, I guess, how they gonna go about the consumers and
Yeah.
games gonna be coming out more of a service than than getting what you actually pay for.
The thing I'm mainly worried with consoles in particular, and I'll let you get your thoughts in after I say this. I got a feeling that as we go forward, and the Xbox One and PS4 are pretty much PCs anyway, but as we
Yeah.
go forward, do you think that it's going to be more like PCs are going to take over like where consoles used to be? Like consoles are going to become irrelevant.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, especially where how quickly technology is going. I don't know. It's interesting now. It's like, yeah, I mean, I could see it happening, but then there was like recent talks like Sony was planning on doing like a 4K PlayStation like, upgrade. It's like, and people were. I remember asking people this the other day. I was like, would you guys feel comfortable with like upgrading your PS4 or Xbox One without having to, actually pay for another, console every five or 10 years down the road. And surprisingly, I hear people say, "Oh yeah, I'll definitely do it, man. I'll definitely do it." I'm just like, I don't know if I agree with that or not. I don't know.
You know, I I'm old school, so for me, when I buy a console,
Yeah,
I'm used to it being that's what I'm going to own for the next, they say
yeah,
they say a console's like every 6 to 7 years, but I'm the kind of person that I don't get a new console right when it launches. I get a console after usually I'll get a new console a year to 2 years into its lifespan. So like I buy the 360,
yeah,
I'm gonna be running on that thing for at least 8 to 10 years almost. Which I know that these consoles, particularly this generation, I do agree has been very underpowered. So I'm not
yeah,
expecting the PS4 or Xbox One to last 10 years.
yeah,
They just the way gaming is going, you just can't. Especially seeing like how much power, like say with VR, how much power that takes
yeah.
to run it and all that. Just kind of like there's no way. So I'm a little worried. I can see like the Steam machine idea. It's pretty much just a gaming computer, but you can plug it into your TV and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Um,
I will say like the real thing I'm really worried about is probably I mean like I guess right now like overall in general I guess like Nintendo is like with their next console codename NX, like I hope this is going to be the next console to actually brings itself to compete, or if not are they going to be doing the same thing, like having less hardware than the current gen. Like they're
yeah.
pretty much done for.
Yeah,
They're
yeah,
pretty.
if they don't knock it out of the park with this system, I don't see how they can. I don't
Yeah,
see how like us, the consumers, are going to be able to take them seriously.
yeah.
So
And then
especially the what they call the hardcore or the core gamers. It's kind of like they abandoned us with the Wii, and then they came out with the Wii U, which, by the way, the Wii U actually has some really awesome games
yeah,
on it, really solid games. But they still tried to go with a gimmick with the whole freaking touchpad and all that.
yeah.
So it's just like
Which I don't think that was really a good. This that
yeah,
shouldn't be mandatory in my opinion. It should have been like oh if you want to, not a whole mandatory thing.
yeah, and then
But
the branding of the name too. Like I'll still meet people. Like I was talking to my grandmother, and she thought it's what the Wii U came out in 2012, was it, or was it 2011? No, it was 2012.
2012.
Yeah, 2012. And she today, it's like 2016. I talked to her a couple of weeks ago, and she's like, I'm thinking about upgrading. I'm gonna get that add-on, the Wii U, and I was like, no, that's a whole different console, Grandma. And
Yeah.
like people till this day still think that it's just an add-on to
Yeah,
their
it's not.
Wii.
It's not a Sega CD or the
Yeah,
32X.
yeah. It's none of that, or the expansion pack for the 64. I will say that about some. I've noticed some people freaked out about upgrades to their consoles and thinking it's like some foreign thing. But like you and I just said, it's been in gaming. For you got the Sega CD or the
Yeah.
32X. With the 64, you had the expansion pack to expand your memory. Um, so it's not something that's foreign to home consoles, that's for sure.
Yeah.
But I hope I can hope. And another thing you say, I think that's spot on. I really think Sony, because if you look at their kind of financial position in the world, it's not they're not playing a strong hand. They're not going away by any means, but they're definitely not playing a strong hand like
They're
they
on a
used to.
budget.
Yeah, they're on a budget, and I really do think they might be going streaming because they're really, what is that PS Now or something where you can stream games,
Yeah.
and I heard it's a decent service. So do you think they might try to go like a Netflix but with video games route in the future?
I could possibly see that. I could possibly see that and still do pretty good with it. Yeah.
Because if you think about, not only do they, it's just a service you pay for, but they don't have to ship out any games or even put
Yeah.
hardware into the system.
Yeah, because
So
they can save a lot of money too.
yeah, and charge up they'll say we're passing the savings on to you, but probably not. They got to make their money still, so I'm pretty sure the subscription service will be pretty hefty.
Yeah.
But the games will definitely be there because one thing I got to give Sony, and this is what I love about my PS3, is I go on their little shop and I got PS1, PS2 games, PS3,
Yeah.
and I'm pretty sure if you have a PS4, you got the PS4 and PSP. It's just they got a pretty deep library of games to pull from.
I hear you.
Where I like my Xbox, but they don't have as nearly as deep a library as say Sony does, because Sony's been at this since the mid '90s. So
Yeah. I mean, yeah, Sony is just killing it with the
yeah,
backwards compatibility.
yeah. And no one really congratulates Nintendo, but like the original Wii played all the GameCube games, and you could use your GameCube controllers too, so you didn't have to buy new controllers. Same with the Wii U too; you could still reuse all your accessories. So that was pretty cool of them to do. But where do you see YouTube in 10 years? Do you think that it will still be the same open platform for content creators as it is today, or do you think it might change and evolve?
Oh man, that's an interesting question. Like last year was pretty much the 10-year anniversary of YouTube. So for an additional 10 more years, like when it first started, like YouTube was just a place where people would just like upload videos, and I have to look up the whole entire history. But now it's just that YouTube is a lot bigger, and 10 more years from now, from today, I think it's gonna be a lot more bigger. It's gonna be so big to the point that you don't even have to look at your like probably probably not now, probably not 10 years from now, probably like 20 or 30 years, but like cable television would pretty much be obsolete. I do feel that way. But being an open platform for content creators, I think it still will be, but I think it'll be a little bit more tougher than how it was back then. Like so much like like I guess stipulations and how yeah, you can upload videos here, but but you can't do this and that, especially during the whole copyright system, the copyright and claims and things going on, and the word of fair use. I don't know. It's like there's some good and bad with it. So you just got to take the good with the bad.
And I will say this: I think if you haven't done it already and you're thinking about starting a YouTube channel, definitely go ahead and start now. I don't think they'll ever close it, but sometimes I get the feeling that they're like, oh, we got our PewDiePies and all that, and that's what's making us money, and they don't really. I don't really
Yeah.
feel YouTube itself is really trying to groom a new generation of content creators, so
Yeah,
to
that's
speak.
yeah, like I think one of the probably my only issues with I guess YouTube is just that yeah, like even like YouTube, like the YouTube gaming app, you go on there and all you see is like the big name, YouTubers though, and those guys don't really stream games at all. They just upload it. I wish they would just like have like a discover something new from like, or from the smaller YouTubers and give them some type of shine so people can, find them. Because even if you go to their homepage, right, you go on your homepage right now, you're gonna see recommendations of bigger YouTubers, but you never really find, like the small fews, like people, you find people like me or you or anyone else. So it's like, there are some really talented people out there who are small channels, just not getting any, or they're just not being noticeable.
Yeah.
That's the issue.
Maybe if I've always thought, like, I wish they would, because I know that they have certain algorithms that reward people who get, it's not mostly about views anymore, but like retention time and stuff like that.
Yeah.
I know all that, but it would still be nice to give a small channel, like just have a little spot on the main page or something where you just random, smaller channels or something featured, so someone could get at least a little bit of exposure,
Yeah.
and the fact is if it's a talented person, people are going to keep coming back to them. So
Yes, sir.
If someone that is randomly generated up there who's a small channel and they're not up to snuff, people aren't going to keep going back to them. So I mean, like I get a feeling that they're more concerned about what's getting them ad revenue, and that's what needs to go on the front. I mean, they're a business, so I mean that's what they got to think of. But if you really are passionate, or if you, because they seem to brag about their content creator program and all that, but for all their bragging about it, it seems like it's like, well, we got our money makers now, so we don't really care to do much. Here's a bland video to teach you how to make a YouTube channel. So is what when I
Yeah.
which, by the way, the best way I learned is watching other YouTubers.
Exactly.
That's especially like some of the like I said, like we were talking earlier, like the guys that inspired you and all that. That's the best way to learn, not learn from those. I feel like I was back at Walmart when I worked for Walmart. The orientation. I felt like I was watching an orientation video.
Yeah.
I'd like to thank Statix J for joining me today and having this little chat and interview with him. And again, please check out his channel. He rocks. What game are you currently playing? I know you were playing a lot of Street Fighter V in your videos.
Just like as of yesterday, I've been playing like the Uncharted Nathan Drake's collection. Just I guess to prepare for the upcoming Uncharted 4, because that's about to come out next month. Yeah, it's fun going back to playing that game. Honestly.
Yeah, that's definitely what I want to get when I get my PS4. Is that, and of course get Street Fighter 5.
Oh yeah.
But yeah, man. Thanks for coming on the channel, man. And
thanks for having me.
Thanks for going through with let me ask you these questions and everything. And
sir,
we will see you guys probably pretty soon. Have a good day.
You guys have an awesome day.